What's up, guys? It's Jacob from Stat Digital, back with the first video, so I'm not actually back from anything. Anyways, in this video, I want to talk about how you can create a consistent content strategy without content burnout, which is something that I've struggled with over the past 6 months. I've been trying to get consistent on LinkedIn, and one of the traps that I quickly fell into, I was trying to post Monday through Friday, and I quickly ran out of ideas. I felt like I was posting the same thing over and over again. I had like a mental block that was stopping me from wanting to not copy my competitors, even though I wasn't copying my competitors. Just the idea of posting similar content was driving me crazy, and it created a mental block that stopped me from posting, which is very bad for any content strategy because for your content marketing to be successful, you need to be consistent. So when I got burnt out and I stopped posting Monday through Friday, my engagement started to go down because the social media platforms, consistency is very important because they want creators on their platform. And so I was kind of failing in that aspect. So how I ended up solving this was I decided that I was looking at some other content creators and I felt inspired, which I'll name one, Alex Hermosi. He has a great YouTube channel and podcast. And basically the solution to it is content repurposing and distribution, which content repurposing is taking the content that you already have and cutting it up, editing it into other formats of content that you can post on other platforms to expand your reach and also get on other platforms. Yeah, and then content distribution, very similar to content repurposing. It's just basically promoting your content on other social media platforms in its native format. So not just like what a lot of people do when they have a blog post is a lot of B2B SaaS companies are guilty of this, is they'll take a link to the blog post, put it in LinkedIn in a post, maybe write a 1 to 2 sentence summary of it in the description, and it tanks because LinkedIn doesn't want users leaving their platform. So what you want to do is repurpose the content that you already created for these platforms. But you might be thinking, how is that going to help me be more consistent with your content publishing, which is key for any content strategy? And it starts with pillar content. Pillar content is basically long form content that could be a podcast, YouTube video like this, or blog post that is usually, if it's video, it's going to be 10 plus minutes long, or maybe even an hour if it's a really long podcast, or if it's a blog post, it's going to be 1,000+ words long, which isn't what is typically promoted on social media because it's so long. People have short attention spans and they want short form content. So what you want to do is you want to focus on one or possibly all of these. I'm going to tell you later about how you could actually be doing all of these at once to make your content efforts as efficient as possible. But if you do a blog post or a podcast slash YouTube video once per week, or maybe even twice per month or once per month, you can actually take that content and keep on reusing it across other platforms that your audience is on. So you can expand your reach with your audience where they're at, whatever platforms they're most common on, and you don't have to keep on worrying about creating new content, which is a big problem for a lot of creators and business owners, influencers, anyone that's trying to rely on content marketing to build their brand and get customers. So with video, so I guess there's two ways that you could do this, but they could also be part of the same strategy. With video, say it's a podcast or YouTube video like this, there's multiple different ways that you can repurpose it. You can cut it up into TikTok slash Reels, and then you can post those across YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, depending on where your audience is, but you could probably do all of them because the format's very similar. What you could also do is you could take the YouTube video and just take the audio, add an intro and outro, maybe some call to actions, and in between the audio, and you can post it on the podcasting platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and stuff. And that way you can get your one video that you filmed, long form video, whether it's podcast, YouTube video, whatever, and you can reach audiences on different platforms. And you really want to focus on the platforms that are going to give you the most reach so you can reach your audience faster, especially if you're growing. So, like, that's why Instagram Reels and TikToks and YouTube Shorts are really important, because you can post on there and your post can blow up because people that are on that platform consuming that type of content, they're just swiping on their phone like zombies basically, and they're consuming a lot of the content. So what happens is your content end up getting views a lot faster because it's getting to people faster. And then if we transition to long form blog content, which is what my agency has focused on for the past 3 years, and we've gotten really good at, you can create these long form blog posts, which are great for SEO, getting long term compounding results over 6-9 months, and stuff really start to snowball, so you can get more and more results than you would just if you were just posting on social. That is good. SEO is good. I'm not trash talking SEO. Still believe in it, and that's what we still do for our clients. However, the problem with SEO is it takes a while, which is what I was just getting at. Social media, however, the content, organic content, you can get it to your audience faster, especially if you're doing things like on LinkedIn, connecting with people that are in your ICP to grow your audience faster. And then basically what you can do with the blog post, similar to the shorts, you can take text posts from that blog post, maybe take an H2 or an H3, one section from that blog post, and then re-edit it for LinkedIn. Or you could take graphics that you had in the blog post, which you should be doing graphics because text content's already going to be boring enough to consume, so you should be adding visuals to make it interesting. But I digress. You should be taking text posts from your sections, and you can also take infographics from that, post them on LinkedIn with some normal written caption. And you can also make carousel posts. So if you've been on LinkedIn lately, especially if you're in B2B, which me and all my clients are, LinkedIn carousel posts have been dominating it. So you can actually turn a blog post, into a LinkedIn carousel post. And the carousel posts are getting the most engagement on LinkedIn out of any other type of format of content. Just check out your LinkedIn feed right now to see what I mean. And I actually developed a system that you can turn your blog posts into carousels. I even made a carousel post about it. And I'll leave a link to that guide on my website below. It's free. Go ahead and check it out. Help you start repurposing your content. But that's one way. Well, two ways. You can take the video content, repurpose that, and take the blog post and repurpose that. But you want to be you want to be focusing on the long form content, whether that's a YouTube video or podcast or blog post. Focus on that. And then after you created that, you can then distribute it with the other shorter forms of content, like the social post, text post, image post, shorts, reels, that type of stuff. And that is how you can stay consistently posting content for days and years, because for one, you can recycle your content. You can post things more than once. All the big influencers do it, like Grant Cardone. I constantly see the same video that I saw 6 months ago pop up because it performs well. And you can do the same thing with your social content. So that is how you can get more out of your content efforts, become more efficient, which will help you increase your ROI because you're not spending constantly time and money on creating new content. You can get more of the current content you have and expand your reach from the long form content, which I forgot to mention, but the long form content is key. A lot of people are trying to skip long form content. You should not do this if you want to generate revenue and get customers from your content, because the long form content is good for building trust and authority. How many times are people seeing a TikTok and they're like, let me go buy something? People are doing it, but not as much as when they're watching a podcast from a podcaster or a YouTuber that they trust, and they've built I don't know, I wouldn't say rapport. It's not rapport because they're not talking to them, but they're building trust with them over time from watching their long form content, which is what they need to buy something from that creator. So that's why long form content is really key. And then you can distribute that content into short form content to expand the reach. So you have two things going on here. Two, put up one finger, that was stupid. Uh, Short form content for reach, and you're repurposing that long form content into that short form content to expand your reach on all the social medias. Then you're still publishing the long form content so people will check that out after watching your short form content, and that will help you get customers and revenue. All right, guys, so that is what I have for you today. Hopefully that you found that valuable. If not, let me know. Please like, subscribe, and feel free to ask me questions in the comments. And that's all I have for you today. Take care, guys. Bye bye.